going to do the arm drills, all the warm-up drills that we do at the Harmonizing Fist. So this videotape reflects all our basic warm-ups. Tom Fox leading the warm-ups. First we do the arm circling. As you can see, arms are circling out and down, crisscrossing. One in the front and one in the back, overlapping. We also have Dan and Wayne doing these exercises along with them. Now we reverse the circles, and as you can see, arms are going up in the opposite direction. They're overlapping. The left hand is on top and the right hand is on top, as you can see there. Okay. And we're doing the crisscrosses. These exercises, the arms can be done in any sequence that you like. There's no set rule. You just need to do them. Just crisscrossing. Now we're going out to the side, which is like the movement. Going out to the side. You can see this represents the striking movement that we do in Wing Chun called Fak Sao. You can see I'm zooming in on Dan doing this particular movement here, out to the side. Okay. All right. We try to do it. Now we reverse that action, and we're popping the shoulders. As we do this, as you can see, arms out, and then the shoulders will pop. We'll whip back in. Okay. Alright. Now we're doing the arms. Each arm is chopping the other arm. As we do this, we're hitting each other, as you can see. This conditions the arms, and the fist is held in a vertical position, as you can see here. And we go the opposite direction. This can be done with the fist closed or with the palm open. As you can see now, we're doing it the palm. First we go in and then we come out with the fist. Okay. Okay. As you do these, you could see that the arm should be high, as high as you can go behind you without strain, right to the center of the back and the center of the chest, turning the head to the left, exercising the neck. This is a warm-up. Loosens up the chest muscles, opens and closes the spine. Very important warm-up that we do at the Harmonizing Fist Kung Fu Center. I am Sifu Muntu Isom, and I'm narrating this tape. Now we move to the dragon. And this twists the spine. As you can see, the head stays on the center line. The shoulders and the hip and head lines up, as you can see here. And this twists the spine, realigns it, also toughens the body for iron shirt. We hit the kidneys with the back hand in the back, as you can see, and the front hand hits the shoulders. And as you can see, the feet are stationary, they do not move. The feet do not move, only the waist turns and the head stays still. Okay? Now this time we're turning and shifting the forward horse as you do that too. And now we're working the stance and turning, and look all the way behind you, right? And we're working the blind spot of the body. As you can see, Wayne doing the blind spot of the body. Again, still hitting the body, hitting the kidneys, And as you can see, he's hitting the stomach area or the ribs, which is part of iron shirt training, and just shifting from one stance, which is called the bow stance or the mountain climbing stance, Dong Shin Bow, to the next part. Okay? And try to do each one a minimum of 10 times. Okay. All right. Now we'll come down, rising and falling. As you can see, lifting up, working the abs, working the diaphragm of the body, using... Now Tom is going to do it facing this way. The rest you face that like you're doing. So we can see it at a side angle. Rising, you can see the spine rounds out, the diaphragm, and dropping the hand into a striking mode. And stepping into the forward horse stance. Right. You can see it from this angle. Changing legs each time. Rise and fall. Right. Okay. All right. We need to do the... Okay. This time we're working the wrist. Right. As you can see, this is called reeling silk with the wrist. So the wrist goes around and round. This is like a futsal position. You can see a close-up of the hands into the futsal pattern. Going in one direction, which is also the wind sow position. Okay, and then go the opposite direction. Okay. Going opposite. Close up of the hands. As you can see, isolating the wrist, keeping the elbows in the center line. Right. That's the emphasis. See, the elbows are there in the center line while the wrist moves outward. And it's a swaying of the body. You can see the body that's swaying slightly. Okay. All right, and the more difficult one is alternating, where one is going out, one is coming in, converging and diverging movement. And get a little close-up of that. And overlapping of the hands. All right. You can see the hands are overlapping. This is very difficult to do. And we're just doing it on one side. And this works to develop coordination of the body and flowing and reeling silk, which is a principle Chang Si Jing in Chinese we call reeling silk, which teaches soft flowing energy. Okay. All right. All right, now we'll move to the next one, which is from the tiger family, clawing, snatching, and hitting. Using the horse stance, clawing in and pushing with the heel of the palm, coming up, clawing down, as you can see with the fingers, clawing with the fingers, and coming up. Close up there. And utilizing the horse stance. A side view of this. You can see he's in the horse stance, clawing down, coming up, clawing down, coming up, and clawing down. 10 times is the repetition that we would like to have. Okay, moving to the next. Okay. The other claw, the one that goes out to the side, and you come back down, and go out to the side. Okay, so you're bending your knees, all squat, and then pushing the palms out to the side and up and clawing back in. You can see Right, bending down, working the legs, and clawing, a little close up. Out, and clawing in. Back in, tuck and squat, out to the side. Everything goes out to the side. Clawing back in, out to the side, claw, out to the side, and claw. Okay, now we move to the next, which is the well fist. You lift the bucket up, bring it up, raise the diaphragm, drop the fist. Both fists. Raising up, dropping in the horse stance. Stay in the horse stance position. A little close up. Diaphragm, working the diaphragm is very important. Punching and up like you're lifting a bucket, and then you're releasing from the back. A side view, lift up, roll the elbows around, lift up, roll the elbows around, down, lift up, roll the elbows down and around, and lifting up. One more time, up. This is taken from Gunling, power working force, first form in Mantis. Okay, all right, and now we're going to do the knee raiser. We need to do, right from the celestial stem pre-heaven exercise. Coming down, lean all the way. I want a full lean till you level, parallel the back to the ground. More, right there. Raise the arm a little higher. Your arm is too low, right there. Now, and around. There you go. Go up, down, right. Stretching all parts of the body, all joints, as you can see. And coming around. You can see the hand, it's the back of the hand, brushes against the ground. And it's a complete. The other hand can be held on the waist or behind the back, either or. Okay, great. All right, try a little bit to the other side. Same movement. No, this, now do it. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Continue. You're going the wrong way. Not the other side. Right. That way, right. Okay, that's the other side. Doing the same thing we just got finished doing. Using the other hand, as you can see. Everyone working in unison. Okay, now, the next one, what you just got finished doing, which is this way and out. Yes. Begin. Okay, and this time part, so you bend the arm here, like what we call low bong dai sao, and into the palm, using the forward horse position. You see the palm is facing, the eye and the head is straight, the palm is in line with the head. Okay, continuing. Bend of the arm right here. We have the arm is bent by the leg as we come around. Repeat it again. Rolling, bent arm. Make sure that arm is nice and bent when you're by your leg. Like bong sao. Right. Okay, and back. And so forth. One more time. Okay, just a couple of times to the other side. So we use the other arm. And bend, around, back, in, around, back, in, around, back, and in, around, back. Okay, and that concludes that part. Now, the next part that we're going to do is the basic is the knee raisers. We just do a few of those. And we're going to bring the hand up. And we want to touch the knee, turn sideways. You can do that. Keep the hands up high in front of you. Knee comes up. It hits the shoulders. And you alternate legs. We go left and right each time. Alternating. Alternating. And just a control lift, keeping and stretching. Okay, when you do those 25 times. Okay, now for the wrist stretches. Grab the wrist. As you can see, both hands interlocking. Raising it up, over, and out, keeping the arm straight. Okay, do it again. And unfold. You can change the other side again, coming out until you can get that full stretch on there. Okay. Alright, the next stretch for the wrist. Okay, flexing the hand downward, grasping, and trying to turn the palm until they face the floor. The other way. Right. Again, release. And flex downward, as you can see, full stretch of the forearm muscles, as you can see. Okay, the next, from the rear, behind the back, flexing outward, and up, lifting. Okay, again, a little close up, start from right, hands come together, as you can see, flex outward, and they lift upward, stretching the spine, stretching the back. Okay. Alright, the next stretch. Here, we come in. This one is called the Cobra. Well, we start by placing both arms out in front of you. Place both arms out in front, straight out. Okay? Now place one on top, as you can see in the crease. Okay, now go ahead into the wrap. Alright, let's do that again, how you set it up. Place both arms out in front of you. Place one in the crease and wrap. Okay, and turn the body and twist. Right. Twisting and pulling down on the wrist. As you can see, a close-up, Dan is pulling down on his wrist. And keep turning gently outward. Okay. All right. The same to the other side. Okay. Grasping, twisting, and turning outward. All right. Now the one for the back, where you were scratching your back. Reaching backward, grasping. As you can see, locking. The elbow points to the sky. The other elbow points to the ground. And all fingers are locked together. Sometimes you have to just touch with one finger like Dan until you get the flexibility to do it in a position that Tom is doing it in. As we can see right here, and as you can see, Wayne has a couple of fingers. So each, you just work until you get a full grasp of all the fingers. All right, great. Okay, and the last thing we do is just a basic waist circles, where it can start with the basic here. We do those 10 times, and then the ones where we go down with both arms and around, and circle around. Right. Both arms will circle around and down. You can see, turning, twisting, down, and around. Right, working. Then go the opposite direction. Okay. All right. Okay. And now we're just going to do the last part, which is just showing the basic stances. The horse stance, the forward horse. So Tom will lead this basic horse stance. As you can see, he's going into the what is called Mabu. You can see that it's called a quadrilateral stance, four side. You can see how his knees are over the instep, and the toes, I'm going to zoom in, are straight. His feet are straight. As you can see it on Wayne, his knees over the instep, and there's an outward pushing there of the arms. Arms can come forward, stay like you are, Wayne. Tom, showing a position where the arms can be retracted against the body. Okay, held high. And Dan is doing it where the arms are sometimes held low. Okay, these are the three positions of the arms, as you can see. All right, the next stance, the forward horse, is a shifting. And as you can see here, the knee is bent and it's over the instep. The toe is slightly turned inward. The back leg is locked in position. The back is straight. Straighten out your back a little bit more, Wayne. Right, so we don't want to lean forward when we do this with our upper torso. Okay, all right, and here's a frontal view, and as you can see, that Tom's rear leg is in line with his shoulder, with his right shoulder. Let me give a close-up. So the stance is not too narrow. We don't want to walk on a catwalk. You can see the stance is wide enough. He's in line with his hips, in line with his shoulders. The chest is relaxed, as you can see. And the abdomen is protruded outward, and the breathing is natural. Okay, very good. All right, now we're going to go to the 7-star stance. So from the forward horse, back into the 7-star. And on guard, square the shoulders a little bit more. Right. We got our lead hand. As you can see, the front toe is slightly curved inward. Most of the weight is on the back leg here. Wayne, you need to pull your leg in. It's too far out. And as you can see here, it's balanced that the elbow is right over the knee for the lead arm. And this is called the 7-star stance. Okay? And you can see a frontal view. Okay? You can see how that front toe turns inward. Waist is straight. Hands are in the center line. And on guard, which is a 7-star stance that we use, or the yielding stance. All right? The next stance, going to cat. Just pull back from the 7-star, from the other stance, and this is called Mao Bu, which means cat. Mao, cat Mandarin. And this is the cat stance. A front view, when you do the cat, make sure that the leg is over more. Right. And so that the leg close out the gate to the groin. And as you can see, the leg slightly, front foot passes slightly, the heel is in line with the rear foot. So it crosses over almost, as you can see here. All right, the kneeling stance, from the horse to the kneeling stance. Right, so the rear knee is almost in line with the heel. As you can see there a little better. Right, the rear knee is in line with the back heel, the heel of the front foot, and it's downward. Change to the other side. You can see the horse to the kneeling stance called monkey stance. Ho Bu, monkey stance. Ho Bu, that's a Chinese name. Okay, great. All right, the next stance we go to the crane. Okay, and as you can see that knee should cross over the groin area. Toe is pointed downward. The rear foot is turned outward. Make sure it turns out so you have stability. You don't do it with the rear foot straight. Okay, Wayne, you have your rear foot straight, and you need to turn your rear foot outward and then face straight. That gives you better. And the back leg bends. The back leg is never straight. It always bends. Right, there we go. That's a good position. And the groin is covered, tucked, as you can see, and that is the crane. And the toe should be, the heel should be right behind for the front leg, right in front of the knee. And the knee should be at least waist level. Minimum requirement. Okay, and that's the crane. All right, the next stance, the dragon stance.
Just step over or twist?
Just twist. Okay. We're twisting into the dragon. And see, there's a kneeling action there. The weight is balanced on both feet. You're not rear weighted or anything like that. And the rear foot is on the toe. Okay, let's change out again. Watch it slowly. Rotating the front foot outward. And then facing upright the other way. Change again. Both feet are pivoting from the horse into the dragon. Okay, good. All right, then last stance, we have the single whip or the low creeping stance. Just punch, come down. Right. Now this is called the back bow stance that we're doing now. And that's where the front foot is turned outward and accenting the hip. The front knee is almost parallel to the ground. So come down a little bit more. Right. And that is the full range of the back bow stance. Very good, Wayne. That's good right there. We can see it. All right, Tom, the front view. Face me and do it. Right. And you can see how he turned that hip out. And the heel is there. And this is called the back bow stance. Very good. Okay? There is one more stance. And this is the one where you need to get down. Like so. Right. And this is called the creeping snake stance or the single whip. Right here. And as you can see, and try it to the other side. Right. This is a more difficult stance. Both feet are flat. As you can see, both feet are flat. Okay, very good. Come out of it slowly. Good. All right, and the Wing Chun stance. Yi Chi Kim Young Ma. Sink. Here. Okay. And check the distance between the knees. Should be 2 fist distance, so we always have to make adjustment. And as you can see, that the toes are slightly turned inward. Okay, some schools turn their toes in real hard, but that's wrong. It should be slightly turned inward. Hip up, a side view, Tom. Opening. And as you can see, the back is straight, and the hips, buttocks are tucked in, and the hips are forward. Yi Chi Kim Young Ma, which is the Wing Chun stance. All right, the pivoting step, we're coming to the end. Just Schwinn Ma. As you can see, this is rear weighted. Pivot. One foot turns in, the other turns out. Face me. One in and out. Right, the other side. And the other side. Okay. Good, good. All right, and back, closing out. And salute. That concludes our basic warm-up that we practice at the harmonizing fist. So Wayne, Tom, Wayne, Tom, and that's from Dan.